everybody to this demonstration. Black men needs to sell out. 90% people voted for Kamala Harris because she wasn't Trump. However, 70% voted for Trump because of his policies. Now, what does that mean? Let me read my copyright disclaimer, and then we'll get into the demonstration. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Salute to the replay gang. Salute to my moderators. Salute to the chat. Now, Donald Trump is now the president. And there's still some people that don't understand how Donald Trump won. And there's still people that don't understand why Kamala lost. Okay? There's a reason how Donald Trump won. It's a reason why 70% of the people voted for Trump because of his policies. It's a reason why Kamala lost. 90% of those that voted for Kamala only voted for Kamala because she wasn't Trump. Do y'all see where I'm going at with this? And I do see the chat. Give me a minute to come down to the chat. I will address the chat. But do y'all see where I'm going with this? If 70% of the votes went to Trump because of his policies, and if 90% of the votes went to Kamala just because she wasn't Trump, it's what I've been telling you all for the longest time. I've been telling you all this for the longest time. It didn't so much have to do with Trump, and it didn't have so much to do with whether or not Kamala was a better president or Kamala would have made a better president than Trump. It all boiled down to those that were voting for Trump because of the policies. And if you look at and if you compare their policies, some of their policies is neck and neck. Other policies, Kamala wins. But the majority of the policies, Trump is going to win. Number one policy is the immigration. Okay? But then you have to also keep in mind that the Latinos, and I said this in the previous demonstration, and we'll go over all of this on this demonstration. The Latinos, and many people want to know what will make the Latinos vote for Trump when Trump is talking about Trump is going to deport them. We're going to go to the Latinos and we're going to let them give you their reasons on why they voted for Trump. Now, what do I mean about black men needs to sell out? That's something that's very deep, and I want everybody to pay attention to it. But let's go to some Latinos first, and let's see exactly what the Latinos have to say about voting for Trump and why they voted for Trump. Now that's about the tariffs, but give me a minute to pull up this from the Latinos. And the Latinos, they felt very strong on why they voted for Trump. Salute Positive Vibes, salute Londa, salute Nola, salute Cotan. Positive Vibes. You know what, Positive Vibes? You roast me so much, I thought you was roasting me. you dress up for us today. Yeah, it's the holidays. And so I said, let me go ahead and dress up for the Rock Squad. Maybe get into that holiday spirit. But we won't go to these Latinos. And we want to see why so many Latinos voted for Trump. Salute, Suntan. Because I think it was like 60% of Latinos voted for Trump. Why? So we definitely gonna go to that. Let's hear what some of them got to say.
Overpopulating, especially in the area where I work.
Stephanie Tim, mother and real estate agent from Queens, previously backed Biden, but is now siding with Trump. Where do you think Democrats or the Harris campaign missed the mark?
Democrats for a long time represented the middle class, which is where a lot of us are. They made too much money to get benefits that were available for even migrants, right? And they made too little money to take advantage of the tax breaks. So I really did feel that that's where they did fail us.
As a woman, do you feel troubled with that choice?
I did. I know everyone was like, you know, how can you do this? You're a woman, you just gave away your rights. But I don't think that's exactly the message he was saying either.
Let me ask you both, who did you vote for in 2020?
Joe Biden. I vote for Joe Biden.
And in 2024?
Donald Trump.
I changed to Donald Trump that year.
Why did you choose Trump this time?
For me, security, immigration, this situation with immigration is out of control.
Alejandro Van.
And you would say, well, but you all are immigrants. Well, once again, when you really dissect this country, all of us, one way or another, are immigrants. All of us. Salute, Chain Matt. Appreciate you for pulling up from Australia.
Vanderhoek and Ube Figueroa are both registered Democrats, but say a turning point was when Republican governors like Greg Abbott of Texas started busing migrants up north to cities like New York.
These gangs that is come from the border. I came from Jackson Heights. Back in 2017 and 2016, even 2018, it was really quiet neighborhood. Not so much after 2020.
For me, it's number one, economy.
What would you like to have heard that perhaps would have swayed you back into the party?
Oh, they were not consistent. I think they were just selling. Yes, I know Trump is not an easy person to adore, but I think he's very just blunt.
And this is pretty much what we all have been saying. Now, we heard from black people. Now we are hearing from the Latinos. The Latinos are saying the same thing that the black people have been saying about Trump. Yeah, you could say all of the above about Trump. However, Trump is blunt. He's straight up. When it came to Kamala, it was selling us something. And we all saw that. You know, we all saw that she was selling us something. But once again, you got to blame the Democrat Party, because the Democrat Party, they didn't prepare her at all. They didn't prepare her at all. Let's go to some more Latinos, and then I'm going to chop it up with y'all. Appreciate that compliment, Chain. Appreciate that compliment, Chain.
It is significant, but not really surprising. Donald Trump, I believe, and speaking to a number of Republicans and Democrats, has a unique appeal to Latino voters. Most Latino voters are working class folks. And despite his crude sense of humor, despite the jokes that he makes, despite the exaggerations about his wealth and his exploits, for folks that from where I'm from and folks that I've grown up around, that resonates.
Well, Democratic operatives are desperately trying to figure out why Latino voters, in particular, swung dramatically toward Donald Trump, despite historically voting for Democrats. And they're doing this after the election took place, even though polls were indicating for over a year that this trend was happening, that the Democrats were bleeding support among Latino voters. So look, we'll get back to the very obvious underlying reasons in just a second. But first, I think it's worth looking at these record-breaking numbers, okay? What the results of the election was, what the results were, I should say, in regard to the Latino vote. So,
And I want y'all to pay attention to the numbers, all right? Please pay attention to the numbers, all right?
take a look at this graphic. So it shows that the majority, around 53% of Latino voters, still did vote for the Democratic candidate Kamala Harris in this election. But that is significantly lower than the 65% that voted for Joe Biden in 2020. So just bleeding support. Meanwhile, Trump did grow support from 32% to 45%. Okay? Now, Latino men in particular made a huge swing between 2020 and 2024. So let's take a look at that. In 2020, for instance, Joe Biden won among Latino men by 23 percentage points, 59% to Trump's 36%.
Now look at that right there. That tells y'all a lot. It tells y'all a lot. More Latinos in 2020 voted for Biden. However, in 2024, less voted for Harris. It's telling you something. Now, they both represent the Democrat Party. Why did the numbers drop so much? Why did the Latinos switch from the Democrat Party to the Republican Party? Some people think that it all got to do with because Kamala is a woman. But when you talk to the Latinos say the same thing that black people have been saying. It's not so much of Kamala being a woman. It's not so much of us choosing Trump. It was just what Kamala was trying to sell us.
Fast forward to 2024, and Trump won the Latino men by about 10 points, 54% to Kamala Harris's 44%. He also won among Latino voters overall in the state of Texas. Trump captured 55% of Latino voters in the state, according to exit polls. He also won 14 out of the 18 counties within 20 miles of the border, a number that doubled his 2020 performance in the Latino majority region. So why the huge swing? What's going on? Well, some people like Sunny Hostin and radio host Victor Martinez think that it has to do with identity. Let's take a look.
Latinos in Texas, a district that's 97% Latino, went 75 percentage points for Donald Trump. Why?
Misogyny.
It's on the border.
It's
the border
misogyny.
crisis is on their doorstep.
So
they were begging people to care about it for years. We need to take some lessons.
That's what that was.
And I will dare to say that it's the Latino man who wouldn't want a woman president. I mean, you and I had this discussion before, and I have audios from the Latino men who were calling my show telling me that they wouldn't vote for her just because she was a woman.
Now let's stop right there. Now, the Latino man is backing it up by saying, hey, look, the majority of the Latino men that I speak with, that's why they ain't voting for her, simply because she's a woman. And I mean, let's just be honest. A lot of people, and this is why I want to speak on black men needs to sell out, because we as a culture, black men are the furthest ones from receiving anything that's beneficiary to us in this country. So it boils down to one thing. Okay, and Steve Harvey said this about Monique a while ago. Steve Harvey said that Monique needs to play the game. Black men, you need to play the game. Bear with me for a little bit longer, and I'm going to exactly break it down why black men need
And that is unfortunately, but that's part of the Latino culture, right? Where the Latino, the man is the one, the provider, and we're the boss. And we still unfortunately have a lot of Latinos with that mentality where the woman belongs in the kitchen. That is a reality of the Latino male chauvinist culture.
I want us to stop right there, and I want us to pay attention. Let's stop right there, and let's pay attention to what he said. Now, it's not only like that in the Latino culture. It's like that in all other cultures except black culture. If you go to the white culture, white man, that man is the leader. That man, is the head of the household. If you go to the Asian family, if you go to any group of people except black people, the man is the head. So maybe that was one of the reasons why the Latino men just did not vote for Kamala, simply because they couldn't accept a woman being over them. However, when it comes to black culture, if you black, in black culture, it's the opposite. For so long, the black woman has been pushed on the forefront for so long. In fact, the black woman is worshiped. That woman is worshiped in black culture, regardless of what kind of woman she is. The people are going to worship that woman. A black woman can do X amount of things wrong. Black culture still will defend that black woman. So where am I going at with black men need to sell out? There's a lot of areas in black culture that black men need to sell out. One is the street culture. That whole street mentality, as men, we have to completely disown it. And the reason why I chose the word sellout, because that's a word in black culture that we all identify with. Let's go back. Let's go back before social media. Let's go back to the 70s, all right? Now, in the 70s, if a black family moved out of the inner city, if they got a job, particularly the man got a nice job, and if he moved his family out of the ghetto, out of the hood, black culture considered them to be sellouts. Man, you leaving the ghetto and you moving from the hood to be around white people. Well, back then, we didn't understand exactly what it was. We felt like if you black, then you supposed to stay with us and you supposed to struggle and you supposed to go through the same issues that we go through. But what we didn't understand in the ghetto and in the hood, just because that black family moved out of the ghetto, just because that black family moved around white folks, that didn't exclude that black family from having problems. In fact, the black family that moved out of the hood and moved to the white areas, they were going through more problems. They had more struggles than us that lived in the hood, because number one, they had to go through the struggle of white people accepting them in their community. We looked at it as a bad thing to do. We don't fool with so-and-so no more. We don't talk to so-and-so no more. Why not? Because so-and-so and them, they a sellout. And you program your mind to everybody that moved out of the ghetto and moved around white folks. We programmed ourselves to believe that they were sellouts. They wasn't sellouts. They just wanted better for themselves, and they just wanted better for their family. All right? They acting bougie now. Don't come around me acting bougie. Well, the last time that I checked, it's a time and place for everything. It's a time and place to be bougie, right? It's a time and place to be hood. But what we done was we cheated ourselves out of happiness. We cheated ourselves out of living a successful life. Let me clear the air. Let me clear the air, and I hope everybody is listening to me. There's no such thing as white people. There are no such thing as black people. There are no such thing as, oh, you acting white. Oh, you're acting black. You're either civilized or you're either uncivilized. One or the other. Now, civilized, people is going to say, if you civilized, people are going to say you acting like you white. If you uncivilized, people are going to say you acting like you black. Well, I know plenty of white people that are uncivilized. I know plenty of black people are civilized. So remember, we got to do away with how we were programmed. And when I say we, I'm talking about Americans as a whole. Now I'm hoping and I'm praying, and make sure y'all throw up some prayer hands, because I'm praying that in the year 2025, I won't have to do these racial demonstrations. When I speak of men, I won't have to classify white men, black men, Mexican men. When I speak of men, I'm speaking of men as American men, vice versa. But we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do, and I can't do it by myself. But I feel like it's very important that I do address these racial issues, because if we can figure out these racial issues, and if we can figure out the problems, then as a whole, we'll be able to fix these problems. So it won't be black Americans, white Americans, Hispanics, immigrants. It won't be any of that in the future. We all will be referred to as Americans. And I do believe that if we get on one accord, and if we focus and be on that one accord as Americans, I feel like the country will be better. It just will be a better place for you and me. Now, another thing as far as with black culture, all right? In black culture, women have been programmed to accept the bad guy over the good guy. So now you have these black women, and nowadays you have 70%, and I looked this statistic up earlier today, 70% of black women that live in America, 70% are running their own business. Now, all of the business is not, bringing in millions and millions of dollars. No, 70% of black women in America are running business. You know, the women that are doing hair, the women, the black women that are setting up shop in their own homes and doing hair. Well, that's considered a business. And most of those women, Kiki and Tamika and all of them, they have LLCs. They went on and legalized their business. All right. So 70% of black women are running their own business, as well as eyelashes. Why? And I'm going to tell y'all why. Because the black man has subjected himself to be nothing but a boy, a pawn on the chessboard. Any and everybody can use the black man for whatever they want to use him for. As a whole, look at how black men is portrayed in the media. as a whole. Look at how we are portrayed in the media. A pimp or a hustler. Every show even shows that black men are the producers, the writers, the directors, the executive producers. We are so programmed that we even follow that trend of portraying black men. It was a time, you all remember Bill Cosby, you all remember Good Times, you all remember those black shows from back in the days. Those black shows from back in the days did not portray black men stereotypes. Black men were in the family, is what I'm trying to say. George Jefferson from the Jeffersons, he was a successful black man. Many of y'all might say, but Shank, what do all that got to do with, just living or just being a person? It got a lot to do with it. And if you go to the Bible, in the Bible, when God talks about worshiping false images, well, those are the false images that God was speaking on as far as us worshiping them. And I know, but I want everybody, to really listen to me when I say this, okay? There can be no justice for no one if the black man doesn't receive justice. And I know when you look on and you turn on the news and when you turn on social media and when you see black men, period, I know the majority of the black men that y'all see are acting like they are out of their mind. And I cannot cover for them. The average one is out of their mind. But something happened. What happened to the black man? I'll wait. What happened to the black man? And if y'all would like for me to read y'all comment, purchase a super chat, okay? Purchase a super chat if you would like for me to read your comment. What happened to the black man? Something happened to him.
If we're gonna do this, we need to set some rules.
And that's so true. He got backstabbed over and over again. But this is when I have to put the accountability. This is when I have to place the accountability on black men. I'm a black man. And every day, I strive to be a better man. I got a long way to go. But every day I strive to be a better man because I know the significance. I know the importance of me being the best man that I can be. And I know that at the end of the day, nobody makes me go out here and cut a fool. Nobody makes me do things that I know that I shouldn't do. So I had to take accountability. You understand what I'm saying? And in me taking accountability, it's going to force me to be a sellout. Well, what am I selling out to? What am I being a sellout to? It's forcing me to sell out to black culture. Because as I said before, it's only the uncivilized and the civilized. But as men, we program, I'm going to do it for the culture. We program, I'm going to keep it real. We grew up in that mind frame. I'm going to keep it real. But when you go to the other cultures and you see the things that go on in their cultures, this is why they are so successful. This is why in our culture, the man is not successful because he refused to sell out. He refused to sell out. He want to keep it real. Do you know that the rappers, let's just look at the rappers. How many rappers make millions and millions and millions of dollars, right? But in their mind, they stuck on not becoming a sellout. So what do? Instead of them moving away from the foolishness, instead of them stop entertaining the foolishness, they don't want to be considered a sellout. So instead of them moving hundreds and thousands of miles away from where they grew up at, they want to remain in the same poverty-stricken neighborhoods that they were born in, all because they're under the illusion of not selling out. If that ain't the dumbest thing that I've heard in my life. So you mean to tell me you made it, you worth all these millions of dollars, and you still want to entertain the foolishness, all because you don't want to be looked upon as a sellout? Now do y'all see why I'm saying black men need to sell out? Black men, we got to wake up. We are losing. We are losing to every other group of men on the face of the earth. We are losing so bad, black men. Our own women are leading us. It's something wrong there, because God created man to have power, and God created man to rule. God created woman to be his helpmeet. God never created woman to rule. And when you go to these different cultures, women that's in these other cultures, they understand it. Now, they want to be treated equal. They want to be treated fair. They want to be treated like they are human beings as well. However, if you talk to the average white woman, the average white woman knows her position. If you talk to an Asian woman, if you talk to a woman of any other nationality besides black culture, that woman from that other nationality, she knows her position. And she knows that the family cannot be a successful family if, as a woman, she don't play her position. Now, when you come to black culture, when you come to our side of the track, the black woman, if you mention anything to a black woman about her playing her position, she gonna cuss you out. She liable to throw some things at you. And at the end of it all, after the end of her arguing with you, she gonna use her favorite words. Boy, bye. There's something wrong with that, black woman. There's something wrong with that. And I know that I'm gonna catch a lot of clapback from this. But it is what it is. It is what it is. As a woman, if you are successful financially, as a woman, if you have all of these earthly possessions, and if you still are single, it's something wrong with you. And I know a lot of y'all women is not ready for this conversation, but I'm going to say it again. As a woman, if you're successful and you have all these things and you're still single and you don't have a husband, it's something wrong with you. It's something wrong with you. Most of y'all that are successful, most of y'all that got it going on, most of y'all live by the mind frame of, I don't need a man. I got my own. Well, that's going against God's natural order. That's going against God's natural order. For a woman to say she don't need a man can't do nothing for me, you're going against God's natural order, because that's not how God intended for things to be. That's not how God created you. That's not what your purpose from God was created for. Your purpose was to be a helpmeet for the man. So you're going to have to find a man. Now, you know me. I'm not saying find any man. I'm not saying give your all to just know any man. No, no. The man got to be worthy. The man got to be worthy of you giving your all. But one thing I noticed, a black woman, she'll give her all to a no good for nothing man before she give a little bit to a hardworking man that got it going on. It's something about a hardworking man. It's something about a hardworking black man that black women just don't like. And that's why the majority of black women that you talk to, the majority of black women will tell you, I don't need a man for nothing. The majority of the black women will tell you, it ain't no good men. Where are the good men at? Black men, we need to be sellouts. We need to be sellouts. You a sellout, Shank? You goddamn right. You goddamn right. Because at my age, do y'all realize that there are still 40 and 50 and 60-year-old men that's still glorifying the streets? Yo, how old you say you was? I'm 58 years old. And you still glorifying the streets at that age? It's something wrong with you, black man. Let it go. Become a sellout. Become a sellout. It's okay to be a sellout. Go back in time. Go back in time. Those that we consider to be sellouts, they went on in life to make something out of themselves. They went on to send their children through college. They went on and their children became successful people that contributed to this country. The majority of the ones that stayed behind in the hood, look at them. Look at them. And y'all still don't want to sell out? Y'all still want to keep it real? Y'all still want to hold on to this black culture? It's dead. Black culture is dead. It's so dead that we don't even get paid off of black culture. We let the culture vultures come in and pimp us. We either lose our freedom or we even lose our lives, and we make the culture vultures millions and billions of dollars. They take the millions and billions of dollars back to their community. They take the billions and billions of dollars that they made off of black culture, and they send their children to school. Do y'all understand where I'm going at with this? Black culture, we gotta let it go. It's not benefiting us. It never did. Gangbanging is a part of black culture. When have gangbanging benefited us? When? The streets. When? When has it benefited us? I hope everybody enjoyed this demonstration. For those that celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope that y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And remember, I want everybody to remember, we have to make a better American, a better America. It's up to us to make America great again. It's up to us. We got to do better as a people. We can't keep waiting for everybody else to do for us what we can do for ourselves. I have to do better. Salute everybody. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Make sure y'all double tap the screen, hit the like button. If you would like to support the channel, there's different ways that you can support the channel. One way you can support the channel, you could purchase a membership to the channel. Some of my demonstrations are for members only. So that's one of the benefits that you will get if you purchase a membership to the channel. You'll be able to see all of my demonstrations, okay? Another way is you could purchase a super chat, all right? The year 2025, doing things completely different over here. So I'm hoping that everybody can get used to it before 2025 come, and everybody's wondering why I haven't been answering their questions. Wondering why I don't read from the chat no more. Okay? Purchase a super chat. And this is in the year 2025. In the year 2025, the only questions and comments that I will be taking from the chat is those that are in a super chat. So, if you would like to support the channel by purchasing a membership, a super chat, or a super sticker, just click on the $ symbol and you'll be able to purchase a membership, a super chat, or a super sticker. Another way you can support the channel is if you would like to send a cash donation. My cash app is $ERICMCINT. I have a lot of new things that I'm working on, and I do need the support of my subscribers. I have some movies that I'm working on. It costs money to get these movies produced. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Salute. I'll see y'all on the next demonstration. May everybody have a happy Thanksgiving.